ADA compliance, website accessibility. I'm sure you've heard both terms, especially given the growing number of lawsuits being filed against unsuspecting realtors and property management company owners. But although the concept of website accessibility is widely known, it is still largely misunderstood, especially when it comes to property management websites. And that's why I'm here today. My name is Marie from 4.5 Marketing Agency for Property Managers. And today, I will talk about the common myths around this subject. Myth 1. Property managers are being sued just because their websites are not ADA compliant. Well, this isn't really the full picture. So we've actually seen some of these lawsuits, and we noticed that they reference the Fair Housing Act more than the ADA. And this is because as property managers, realtors, you provide access to housing through your websites, obviously. And if your website is not accessible, it can be viewed as discrimination. Now, although the ADA doesn't specifically have rules surrounding websites, these lawsuit seekers are trying to hit you with fair housing violations because it's lower hanging fruit. Myth 2. Websites can be 100% ADA compliant. Now, this one is false. When we say things like 100% compliance, it gives the impression that once you hit 100, you do everything, that's it, you're done, you're safe. But that is a misconception. Now, the website accessibility rules that we know of are guidelines. They're not law. And so they're prone to changes. And in fact, they have been changing. So you can't ever mark this task done. Second of all, the term ADA compliance is also misleading because when we're talking about website accessibility lawsuits, a lot of them are in fact fair housing complaints. And lastly, I want to let you know that a better term to actually use is website accessibility rather than ADA compliance, because that's truly what it all boils down to. Myth number 3. I hire a company to host my website, so they should be monitoring website accessibility, right? Well, this one's false, and if you're skeptical or unsure, I urge you to check your agreement with them. Much like SEO, website accessibility is a moving target. It's not a fix it and forget it kind of thing. Continuous monitoring and work need to happen to ensure that you're keeping up with changing best practices. Here at 4.5, we recently completed reviewing various lawsuits related to website accessibility, and so we're updating our accessibility standards accordingly. If you are a 4.5 website client with a continuous improvement agreement with us, expect us to implement some accessibility improvements during your upcoming review cycles. Myth number 4. If I get a high accessibility score on online checker tools like Wave, I'm safe, right? Well, this is actually false. We've found some websites with high accessibility scores that still get sued. So just because you get a high score on these tools doesn't guarantee that you are safe. Myth number 5. I already got sued and I settled, so I can't get sued again. Unfortunately, this one isn't true. Of course, it depends on the jurisdiction and very dependent on the judge within the jurisdiction. But we have heard of folks getting sued again. So getting sued once, settling, doesn't necessarily make you immune. Okay, so to wrap things up, website accessibility is a very important topic, and we believe that everyone should be educated on it. And although nobody wants to get sued, avoiding lawsuits shouldn't be the end goal. The end goal should ultimately be accessibility. Now, we understand this is a very complicated topic. So for the next episode of the Property Management Show podcast, we're bringing in a lawyer who happens to be an expert in website accessibility. Now, if you are watching this video blog and you didn't get it to your inbox, make sure you are subscribed to our newsletter so you don't miss that podcast episode. Again, my name's Marie. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great day.